Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. My name is Invin. Today I'm going to be bringing you guys a video for Warzone Season 3 Reloaded, which is going to go over the best secondary weapons that you can have on your classes, because some of the time you want to run a ghost class, you want to run a regain class, and you're going to want a secondary weapon that, should it come to it, you can rely on. Okay, most of the time you're going to be using that primary weapon, and probably you're going to swap this out. If you are using a ghost class, you're going to steal somebody else's weapon at the second you get the opportunity, but at least if you have one of these weapons on your loadout, you're going to have a good chance of getting a kill with it should you need to. Now, if you do go on to enjoy today's video, make sure you do drop a subscribe down below, as it'd be much appreciated. Help me get to 2k subscribers, and make sure you got the notification bells on so that you don't miss a single upload, and make sure you do drop a like on the videos. That really does help me and the video out tremendously. And let me know in the comments what you think of these secondaries. What do you usually use as your main secondary weapon on a ghost or regain class, and did I mention it here? If not, leave it down in the comments, maybe help each other out with some suggestions and ideas as well. And let's jump into the video today. So what I'm going to be talking about first is the ones that do the most damage and what technically has the most potential to do well. The M19 would be amiss to not mention here. Now, the true beauty with this one is really the dual wield. The dual wield is the fastest TTK in the game, 0 to 10 meters, quicker than the Val, the MP5, all of that good stuff. It's the fastest by far in the game if you've got it dual wield for that first 10 meters. Once you go outside of that first 10 meters, you're going 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 plus. It's going to get beat by a decent proportion of weapons. However, it is still one of the top 5 to 6 weapons at those ranges, you know, that 0 to 20, it's still going to be very good. So it's definitely a great secondary if you have got dual wield unlocked. If you haven't got dual wield unlocked, this is the build you want to go for. You want to go lightweight suppressor, XRKV extended, tac laser, match grade trigger, and stipple grip tape. Swap out the stipple grip tape if you have got dual wield and put that on instead in your perk slot. It's going to be a ton higher TTK with obviously just one. You're almost doubling it, not quite, because it doesn't work out exactly the same. The damage on the bullets is still high, so it's still going to be up there in the top sort of 15 guns competitively for, and this is including SMGs and stuff, by the way, as well. It's still going to be high up on those TTK quickness, but not quite as good as the dual wield. So if you've got dual wield, excellent. If you haven't, still very solid option, but there is better options if you haven't got it dual wield yet. And that does bring us on to the second weapon there, which is going to be the Sykov. Obviously, I'm not going to go over this one too much because pretty much everyone has covered the Sykov at this point. If you've got it dual wield, very much the same case scenario. Really good up close, not so great further away, and if you have it single fire, still pretty good. Got 80 ammo, give it a try. Now, the next thing we're going to cover here is actually going to be the M1911. This thing's got a ton of damage, really good to have on as a secondary weapon if you want a trusty little secondary there that's going to actually get you quite a few kills. The way you want to build this either is monolithic suppressor so that you get the damage range and sound suppression, but this does affect the ADS speed, so maybe you want to go for something like the tactical suppressor, or, you know, maybe just like the muzzle brake, which they all affect the ADS speed. So to be honest with you, the best version I think is the monolithic, so I would go with that. You then want to go with the match grade barrel here. This gives you damage, range, bullet velocity, and recoil control, which is really nice. Stippled grip tape there just to get a little bit of that ADS speed back, and sprint to fire back. You're going to want to make it quick. Comes with sleight of hand on this variant. You don't really want that on. You're probably going to want to either stick with the normal mag size, because as soon as you go up, it is going to affect that ADS speed. I would rather go with the match grade trigger if you do have it unlocked. If not, then probably just go with the lightweight so you get an extra bit of fire rate with that. And then on the laser, again, go with the tac laser. If you don't have it, go with the 5 milliwatt. Again, if you've got dual wield on this, akimbo is going to be really good, but single one is really sturdy, gets a decent bit of damage out. You're never going to beat something like an MP5, an LC10, but if you should need to pull it out for the last 2 or 3 shots on a player, if you run out of ammo for whatever reason, this thing is going to do you really well. Now, after this one, the next sort of best option you've got really is either the Renettis or the Diamattis. Now, obviously, Renetti was a meta for a little while with the dual wield on this bad boy, so again, you can go akimbo on this, although that was nerfed a little bit. Still very decent to have on. Other than that, you're going to want to run the monolithic suppressor, you're going to want the extended barrel, the tac laser, the match grade trigger, and then obviously if you have got it, akimbo. If you haven't got it, again, we're just going to go for a grip on here. So we're going to go for the XRK speed grip on this, and that's going to be your build there. Very similar build for each of these pistols. Basically, what we're going for is quick, snappy actions. It's going to be able to get you those last 2 to 4 shots off very quickly, and able to get you that kill if you do need to follow it with a secondary weapon that isn't another primary weapon. Obviously, if you've got AR SMG, sniper SMG, whatever it might be, you're going to have a lot more control, but this is for those regain and those, you know, ghost classes. If you're picking up a ghost class late into the round, you come back from Gulag, or you get bought back and you haven't got a chance to get maybe a second loadout, so you're just going to go for a ghost one straight away, this is perfect options for what to pair with it. So Renetti's going to do you very well. Diamatti is exactly the same build, but the Cold War version, obviously, and that again, akimbo, if you've got it, is going to be really good up close, a little bit more range if you run it single fire, because you can ADS and that sort of thing. Entirely up to you, personal preference, what you go for there. Now, it is worth mentioning for secondary weapons here as well. Although launchers overall are not very good, the RPG from Modern Warfare is decent. Also, the RPG from Cold War, not an awful lot in it, to be honest. And as you can see there, I would prefer to use overall the RPG from Cold War. It's just got a little bit of a higher fire rate and a little bit more mobility. If you're looking at the bars at the bottom middle of the screen there, you can see you actually get the same stats except from a little bit better ones with the Black Ops Cold War one. So you're definitely going to want to rock that one. And basically, this is good if you're going to go for destroying planes, if you're good at accuracy, or obviously vehicles, so berthas, jeeps, anything like that that is coming towards you. That's going to be really good. You can also clear up rooms of campers very, very nicely with this. If people are sitting in rooms, basically camping somewhere, you know where they are, but you can't push the room for whatever reason, you haven't got nades. This as a secondary can be really, really helpful, particularly in those later zones. You can easily wipe teams of players by doing this. So it's up to you if you want to use it, but it is an option as well. Not my personal favourite, but it's up to you. If that's going to work for you, you can try it out. We've also got melees here. Now, it's worth mentioning the combat knife is decent, but it is a two-shot kill, so it's going to be a lot slower of an option compared to something like the Kali sticks. Kali sticks are really, really good. It's a two-shot down. Sorry, not a two-shot kill, so two-shot down, which is going to be really, really nice because you are going to be able to get those two shots off very, very quickly in comparison to a lot of weapons. And sometimes these things can come in clutch to get you that final kill on a squad wipe, or the first kill so that you've then still got ammo if you don't know where the second guys are. You can get a Kali sticks down, pull the gun out, go for the next ones, but I wouldn't recommend using melee in trios or quads just because there's a lot more players to deal with and potential for third and fourth party engagements to come in, so it is going to be difficult to get those kills with a melee weapon in those modes. However, in solos, duos, maybe trios, depending on how good you are with the melee weapons, it is definitely worth it to have these on as a secondary if you haven't got a second gun that you think is good enough, or you just want to have a bit of fun with it because it is a ton of fun. Alternatively to the Kali sticks as well, if you do want to use something a little bit different to that, I would recommend using the E-tool. It is very, very quick. If you haven't unlocked it yet in Black Ops, Zombies is the easiest way to get this unlocked, and it's a very, very quick secondary melee weapon option, so you can always throw that on as well if you do want to give that a try as something a little bit different. But mainly, I would stick to the handguns for reliable kills. You want the Diamattis, either dual wield or single. You want the M1911, obviously dual wield or single, depending on your playstyle again. The Renetti there from Modern Warfare, exactly the same, and the M19. Those are going to be your four most best options. Sykovs, obviously, as well, if you've got dual wield unlocked for the close range potential, or just the ammo potential as well. Completely up to you, but those are going to be your most sturdy builds for those secondary slots there. Now, hopefully this has helped some of you guys out a little bit. I know a lot of my squad mates were struggling as what to run as secondaries on ghost classes, particularly for those late game engagements where you have to pick up ghosts. You don't have the secondary primary already set up in your loadout, so you are literally running a pistol or whatever you come out with the secondary. So hopefully this does help some of you guys choose what to put in there and what's kind of like a good option to have in. If it has, make sure you do leave a like on the video and let me know in the comments what you think of these loadouts down below. If you are new to the channel, make sure you drop a subscribe with notification bells on. And other than that, thank you very much for watching. Take care and peace.